Lura, lura, it's an Irish lullaby. Hey, y'all! Happy St. Patty's Day! Come on in, your chair's waiting for you.
We have our second soap today from Catie's Bubbles.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays, Saturdays, and major holidays.
We are the Barbershop Duet!
And for our mention today, we have a new artisan that we have covered on the show, Lockhart's Authentic.
Yes.
They've been around for a while, making beard stuff and hair stuff, and they've just started doing a new line of shaving soaps.
Yes, you'll see more of them.
And yeah, they threw this in as a free sample, y'all. This is their anti-gravity pomade, and I am sporting it right now. It is awesome stuff. It's really funny. When you put it on your hands, it like vanishes, and then when you put it back on your hair,
ta-da!
There it is. Yeah, and it's really nice and anti-gravity indeed, because it really feels like there's nothing there, but the hair is doing its bidding.
It made sure to say on top there that's a matte finish. So if you don't want the shiny business, it's actually just
it's
a nice sleeping.
pretty firm hold. So y'all, they threw this in as a free sample, and they may do the same if you order a shave soap over at Lockhart's Authentic. So check out what they got. There's lots of cool, crazy stuff. And when we were tipped off, their label art on their shave soap, the category is rat rod.
They're pretty fun. So
We have a
check
little
it
trouble
out.
figuring out what lane that was in, but those were the words
We
we were
have
looking
been
for.
educated, yes.
Yeah, so check them out. And what's our soap today?
Our soap today, I'm actually very excited because I don't know if I've had this in real life before, but it is very fitting for the holiday.
Yeah. And my dad used to actually make these. He used to have little parties, nothing crazy, but another couple or a couple of girls come over, our friends, moms and dads would come over on St. Patty's Day. And my dad would get out the Bushmills and the coffee, and he would make Irish coffee. Now, I don't think he put the sugar in it. I'm not sure if I think he put the cream in it like you're supposed to. But yeah, that was kind of a little thing he was known for. So I was kind of excited when I saw this, and I knew we had St. Patty's Day coming up. I was like, I think we're going to hit purchase on this one.
And it's our second one from Catie's Bubbles. I can't believe we waited this long. It's not on purpose, but it's just how
I know.
felt.
And y'all, sometimes when the kid in me needs to just let loose and just shake off all the grown-up stuff of the day, I go to Saturday morning from Catie's Bubbles, and so do a bunch of y'all, because I've seen it on Shades of the Day.
Yeah,
Fruit Loops, right?
It just hits that little spot. And we have a wax melt that was Fruit Loops flavor, so sometimes you could double up.
What a great way to reclaim your Saturday mornings from when you were little, is with a shave with some Fruit Loops and milk, right?
And if you want to go more adult, you can have an Irish coffee.
There you go. Have you ever had an Irish coffee?
I don't think so.
Oh!
But I may want to after smelling this. We're going to see.
Now, her grandpa was notorious for creating a little panacea. And what it was Bailey's Irish Cream in a 5-hour energy bottle. But if you were about to get a cold and you had a sniffle coming on, he would inevitably sneak you one of these. Drink this when you get home.
Just have a few sips. It'll coat the back of your throat.
Right.
You know
so I'm kind of thinking this is more traditional Irish coffee than Bailey's. I kind of hope so.
Yeah,
but there's one way to find out, right? Let's meet the soap. All right, so from the sales page of Catie's Bubbles, and we have found out in the interim who Catie is. Catie is the daughter of the founders and the owners of Catie's Bubbles.
It's such a fun name. It's fun to know that it goes back to her. Like, if you've ever wondered, that's who
There
Catie
you
is.
go. So here we go. What do you got?
The scent of sweet, fresh brewed coffee with some of my favorite Irish whiskey. So that's what it is. You're right.
That says it all,
whiskey.
folks. That says it all. And I'm excited because while we have certainly done soaps that have coffee notes, we don't have one that's more coffee centered.
Right, or like forward at least. You know, like it's kind of hidden in there somewhere. Right. But I'm curious how this scent actually stays with the coffee line, because we are coffee people around here.
And as a nighttime shaver, I really wanted this one because you can't really enjoy an Irish coffee at night unless it's decaf. And then where's the fun in that, right?
No.
So I'm kind of excited to be able to take this Irish coffee into the shave den at 9 o'clock at night. Have a lovely little nighttime Irish shave with it, right?
Yeah,
so,
I'm down. Let's get this box open.
Let's open the box. This is how they come from Maggots. Y'all, this order is sent to us from Maggots Razors.
We have a few in here, so I'll hide them. So
we went on a little buying spree here. Let's see what we got.
Oh,
there it is. So don't look at the others. Don't look at Shannon's Barbershop. Don't look at Seaforth, Florida, France. You did not see those.
Nothing to see
episodes, because this is the star today.
Oh, a fun picture.
What a gorgeous label.
Wow, you can see it in the back.
The resolution on that is beautiful.
Yeah, I really just want to reach in and grab that mug, man.
Right, and the side, we are sure fans of the side on this one.
Wow.
Oh, I'm about to open it just instinctively now. Y'all, let's have a first impression. Okay, I want to see your face.
You think? Okay, so I don't know. I have not had an Irish coffee, so this could be.
I don't know if this will have some hints of Baileys or anything like that. I don't know if it'll be more traditional Irish coffee.
That whiskey
I don't know if it'll be a whiskey centered or more coffee centered. Who knows?
Okay.
There's excitement ahead. All right, what do you got?
Cheers to the holiday here, people.
Let's see the
All right.
pour.
Yes.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. All right.
Okay.
Take it in. Cheers. Over the lips, over the gums. Look out below. Here it comes. Take it back.
Oh, wow. You know what? Actually, my first thing that hit me, just because I could sort of reference this.
Yeah.
Jelly Beans has an espresso jelly bean. And the first whiff of just the sweet and the coffee that hit me. And then it went whiskey. But I got that espresso jelly bean.
Hey, y'all, and we are from Jelly Bean territory.
We are.
California.
Just
the factory's only about an hour north of here, yeah.
And then I do get a little of that whiskey, but the creamy part of it went more sweet to me.
Oh.
So I can tell that it's in there, but my brain went more like the sweet coffee and then went a little cream whiskey.
So more coffee than whiskey.
Right.
But
it's there. It's definitely more of that. I don't want to say it's as bitter, but there's coffee in there. It does have that hit. Like it's not too bitter, too dry.
Irish coffee has cream in it. Can you smell a little bit of cream in it?
That's what I'm thinking. It goes sweet espresso and then it kind of goes creamy whiskey. If I had to pick the tiers.
I love it because we do have some whiskey centered soaps. And I love that when you smell an Irish coffee, you kind of get the coffee mostly, and then you get wafts of this beautiful, is there something in there?
Right, and it's just subtle enough. I think when we whip things up in the lather, it may kind of wake up a little bit more, but it's just straight off the puck. And I gotta say, if I really want to smell for the whiskey, I can, but it's not the most prominent thing that I get off of the puck, which is kind of fun.
Love it.
And it's just the right amount, a little hint of sweet, but it is not too sweet that it's gourmandy, if that makes sense.
Oh, it makes perfect sense. And now I need a drink.
I think you should.
You don't want to drink alone, do you?
No, but I actually have never had an Irish coffee, so I'm curious if that's what you're actually going to get. If the ratio is more...
I've had like one or two.
Okay. So we may not be the best judges here, but...
All right, here you go. L'chaim.
Right?
Oh,
it makes me want to try an Irish coffee.
Chris.
I know.
Oh, this is beautiful. It's a
great ratio of things happening.
And you know what I love? You know why I think you caught a little bit of jelly bean?
You know which one I'm talking about, right?
I know.
That coffee jelly.
Oh, I know. But you know what I think this is doing for me? And this is what I love. It's not a photograph of an Irish coffee. It's a cartoonist who has drawn it. I don't know how to better explain
that. It's like, here's the puzzle pieces you'd need to get there.
There's a whimsy about this because the caricature of the Irish coffee is not like you could reach in and take it. There's something a little bit imaginative. There's something a little bit cartoonish about that caricature. So when I smell this, it's like an Irish coffee, but with more whimsy and more imagination sort of put into it. There's more than just Irish coffee.
No, there is. And that's why I'm kind of curious once we lather, because I think what we're smelling kind of more separate in the puck is probably going to blend and come out totally different, and then we'll be totally wrong.
All right, you know what this is? This is whiskey and coffee and charm. It's a charmer. Y'all, there's just something about it that it makes you want to take it to its pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
I would really want that all day. I know you were saying for an evening shave.
For sure.
But I could have this morning, afternoon, or evening. There's something just enough that's sweet there and just enough of the bitter. And like, if you needed to wake up for your shave, I might go for this.
You know, and very often we will purchase the soap and then go back and get the splash because we love it so much. And the other day, I told her, I know this seems so funny, but I need that Catie's Bubble Saturday morning splash. I want Fruit Loops on my face, and I don't know why.
Because it wears off too fast.
I do. And this, I could totally sport this as an aftershave, and I'm not entirely sure how or why.
Right.
But amazing. Because normally I don't want to put the gourmands on as an aftershave. Normally I don't. But something about Catie's Bubbles.
I agree.
These would make phenomenal. And DJ tipped us off because he's got some of the...
It's funny because we originally started our channel just looking at shave soaps, but now we understand why they're paired. Like, sometimes it just wears off too quick.
Right. And it is a little bit... Oh, okay. If you were to have to make coffee palatable for a 9-year-old, right? I mean, hold on. Without the whiskey. Let me be very clear before you start writing letters. Before the whiskey. If you just had to make coffee and cream palatable to a 9-year-old, you'd have to load it up with some really nice cream, maybe some sweetened condensed milk, a lot of brown sugar. Like, you would almost have to be like a Starbucks milkshake before, right? That kind of a thing. What I love is that the coffee note itself in here is somehow sweeter. Yeah. Somehow a little less bitter. And just somehow, like, if a 9-year-old were to smell it, they would be like, oh, that's beautiful. Right. They have just like made coffee a crowd pleaser, and then comes the cream. And then comes the whiskey. Like,
just a hint of whiskey, but enough to be like, is that That is there, you know?
I didn't expect this to be just a world of different notes that we could dive into, but it totally is, because I think there is more than just those in here, at least.
Which is fun, because sometimes when we do a shave soap, it has a very, like, mystery title. This is clearly Irish coffee, but it's fun to get on the other side and smell it and be like, wait, there's a lot going on.
And there's a cleanness to it.
Yes,
like,
I would agree.
There's like a dapper cleanness to the coffee, which is surprising, because I wouldn't think, like, spilled coffee would be, like, a beautiful, clean scent. But somehow in here...
I almost get, like, that, like, warm hug vibe happening, you know, almost like what you'd get with a hot chocolate, or like something there's something
or
comforting.
Your third Irish coffee, you start to get a little warm from the inside, if you know what I mean, and I think you do.
But I there is something oddly comforting. Like if I were to walk into a really old-timey cafe that also is maybe bartending at night, you know, there's something in there, or like a lounge where there's someone playing the guitar or singing in the corner. Like there's something in that environment that's coming through with the smell.
And you know, think about who you would drink Irish coffee with. It's kind of a niche drink, because there's caffeine involved, and there's holidays involved, and there's certain brands of whiskey involved, right?
Yes.
So the people that you're going to drink Irish whiskey with, at least in my experience, are a little bit more on the wild side, a little bit more on the fun
adventurous
side. You're a little bit more with family and friends, tight-knit family and friends if you're drinking Irish coffees kind of thing. It's not really a stranger drink.
That
you know what I mean?
Makes sense.
So like, I think it's that. I think it's that automatically the built-in company and or activity, whatever you're going to be doing with the Irish coffee, is already built in. Like Kathleen Madigan, being a very Irish comedian, she thinks that your blood alcohol level when you drive should be determined by your last name. So if you have an Irish last name, what's your name? Madigan? Oh, you could have had 12. Right. So it's kind of that, but
it's super fun though. I feel like we need to maybe jump into the lather game.
I am all about it, because if this has any more surprises in store, I don't know if I'm able to handle it. This is beautiful. And this smells better than a real Irish coffee. Can we at least just start there? Like, I know Irish coffee smells fantastic already. It does. This improves it. This improves it. Oh, man.
And if you read off of the title here, it starts off with sweetened, fresh brewed coffee. So it does want you to know it has that sweeter side going on.
Right. This is our lather bowl from Philip Sharp, the Sharp Shaver. You go check out his website.
This is our custom one, the
custom
Barbershop
3D
Duet
printed
one.
lather bowl, y'all. Stay tuned for a giveaway that's coming up from Mr. Sharp. See if you get a little bit of a relief map going on the bottom of your bowl there. Your soap just wants a tiny bit more water, just a few drops. Don't put it under the sink or anything.
Just a little whisper of something.
Yeah, and this is my brush from Mr. Jeremy Fletcher from Mountain Hair Shaving. He sent this over at the beginning of our journey. It is one of my favorite shaving brushes.
Ooh, we haven't done lather.
It's coffee. It wakes up pretty quick.
But look at that lather. We don't talk about lather, but
we don't ever talk about lather here in the barbershop.
Look at that, Katie's bubble lather.
Y'all, look at that. Y'all, just beautiful marshmallow plaster.
It's one of those lathers, like, after the show, I don't want to just wipe it away. I want to go use it, you know?
No, it's a shame to wash down the sink. One of us better need to shave something. And you know, once you feel your brush actually being resisted a bit in the bowl by the new yogurt you've created, that's about the time you can think you're done, folks. And let's see, here we go. Okay. Shall we do the comparative whiff?
I think
ladies
so.
And gentlemen, you only find that here in the Barbershop Duet. On 3, 1, 2.
Right. It's almost like it's fresh brewed now.
That's what I was going to say. It's almost like it's more of the actual coffee now.
They straight from the coffee pot into the lovely mixed up happiness.
A little less sweet, a little more real in this.
Yeah, real is a good word. That's why I was thinking fresh brewed.
Like
there's
actual smelling the Irish coffee now for me a little bit.
And it's almost like, you know, when you pour and that permeates out of the mug, there's something in there, like the aromatics that are happening.
You know, if you've smelled this, put it in the comments. But I would tell you there, I think, is a little lactonic note in here that's giving you a little bit of that cream. That's giving you a little bit of that sense of cream. The same way there's milk in the bowl for Katie's Bubbles Saturday morning with the Fruit Loops. I think
that's oddly fitting.
I think there's a little bit of a lactonic note.
And it's not just because of the color of the lather that's making with our minds to think that. But I really agree. There's something, the sweet creaminess that's happening.
Right. And you know, before we get too intoxicated by this, we better take a look at the recipe. What's in the set notes? All right, we're going to revisit, folks. It's pretty simple. Here we go.
All right. The scent of sweet, fresh brewed coffee which I would agree, because even here it says sweetened fresh brewed coffee.
Oh, right.
With some of my favorite Irish whiskey. Now I want to know which one is his favorite, because clearly it's coming through.
Now, would there be anything else hiding in this? Because as Monica from Vanulane might tell you, she might list 8 or 9 of her scent notes on the soap sales page, but there might be over 100 in there.
I don't think she's the only one. There's some kind of, I could just be the whiskey coming through, but I almost get... almost like, I don't want to say a cinnamon because it's not that, but there's some nutmeggy, something magic in there. So
glad you said that. As Douglas would tell you, put some cardamom in your coffee.
Yeah,
I think there's something magic, like sitting inside the coffee pot,
unless it's just whatever that brand of whiskey is, maybe it's wisped in there somehow. But I don't know, that oak barrel-y something, you know, there's a hidden thing in there, mystery happening.
I think the lactonic note really helps it stay sweet, and then I think there is something that binds with the coffee that keeps it not sweet, but less bitter, and a little bit more like a cologne base ingredient. Does that make sense? Like a patchouli is used often underneath.
And there's somehow the scent alone, you know, it was based on a warm drink. Is that weird?
That's why she's here, folks. That's why she's here. Can you smell warm in the soap?
I feel like, you know, like sometimes we can have, even we had one of the soda ones, and you're like, you can smell that effervescent thing. There's something in this that I can tell it's a warm literally scent.
I didn't realize this, but the human ear can distinguish hot and cold running water, like pouring it into a glass, 100% of the time. Not 99, every time. And if you don't believe me, boil some water, pour some cold water in a glass, pour some hot water in a glass, and you'll be like, oh, I never realized. So, of course, things would have a little bit of a different sense to scent when they're being warmed or when they're being cooled. Menthol helps give us that cool scent. But this, somehow, and whatever's binding with the coffee gives this a sense of warmth to it.
We might have to use one of those ones where you can warm up the lather.
So it's going. So it's probably a spice. And I think you're right. It's a nutmeg. It's an allspice, a little cinnamon, maybe all
something
three.
Something to just make that warm vibe come through.
100%.
It's really hidden in there. I'm digging for it. But, you know, some of the whiskeys, it'll say like oak barrel or something with it too. So it could be something there.
He did reference this was his favorite Irish whiskey.
That's what I'm saying.
So this may have qualities of a specific Irish whiskey. And you know, you have to be upside down to kiss the Blarney Stone. So we're going to have to take this a little bit deeper.
So, did you ever really have like a whiskey that you liked to drink?
I was a Scotch man.
Oh, Scotch.
Yeah, sadly, when I was CFO of a funeral home, I drank a lot of
clearly needed something.
Scotch.
Yeah.
Glenfiddich 12 was my particular poison.
So more Scottish than whiskey.
Single malt Scotch. Yeah, I like the single malt chops. Although I did have an absolute appreciation for everything Johnny Walker ever did. I know
is that more the whiskey
the
side?
red labels, the black labels, the green labels, the blue. I had a bottle of blue.
That's not Irish, I'm guessing.
Once.
You
know, yes. I think Johnny Walker is... No, Scotch. Scotch is not. Scotch is not whiskey.
No,
Scotch
never mind.
Scotch is Scotch.
Clearly, we are not whiskey.
Irish whiskey is whiskey, but Scotch is Scotch. Scotch is Scotch. Scotch.
See, we're learning.
Scotch
this is not the right holiday for Scotch.
Technically, yeah. If you ever see like Scotch made in Illinois at Walgreens, that's not Scotch. Technically, Scotch has to legally be made in Scotland.
See, there you go.
Yeah,
we'll talk to our
pretty
Scottish
sure
friends.
Irish whiskey technically legally has to be made.
Yeah, our friends in Scotland can tell us if we're right or not.
Yeah. Did you ever have the leprechaun myth growing up? Because there are kids that I know who like their mom and dad, like Elf on the Shelf, they'll put like leprechaun holes around their house and stuff. Did you grow up a leprechaun?
No, but fun fact, I did get hired for a gig one time, and I showed up, and I was supposed to be an acrobatic leprechaun for the gig. I'm not kidding. So, green unitard, it was a thing. Acrobatic.
Send your questions to we sent you at thebarbershopduet.com.
Because, you know, when you're not 5 feet, you automatically are assumed to be a perfect stand-in for a leprechaun.
Hey, Munchkin Land and leprechauns. That's what you can do.
That's the gig I could get signed up for.
Yeah,
can't dance on a cruise trip, can't be a rockhead, but I can be an acrobatic leprechaun.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine who played Minnie Mouse at Disneyland. I can say that because I won't tell you who she is. But I asked her, like, wow, how'd you get that job? Short. I'm short.
Yep.
Okay.
That was my job. I fit that exact
She was also
height.
wonderful. But
So there you go. Fun fact. But I was not ever a whiskey drinker. I gotta say, I know people like talk about it all the time, but I mean, I can smell it, but I've never really like been like, ooh.
Yeah, I was a Scotch guy, which is technically a whiskey, but
But now after smelling this, I may want to try it just because it smells so good.
And this was a big holiday growing up, not because of like the whiskey part, but because if you weren't wearing green to
the
public school,
pinchy.
there was going to be a problem, right? And in public school, they wouldn't generally stop with a pinch; they generally like kick the crap out of you. I went to school once on St. Patty's Day with no visible green, but my my underoos
had
green on them. But you're in a dilemma. Because the last thing you're going to flash in the second grade are your underoos, right? So like, I'm wearing green, I swear I am. You can't. Yeah,
it was a rough day.
It was a rough day.
So don't forget your green today, people. We're reminding you early enough. Yeah. Put your green on.
Put your green on, even if it's your chonies. Let them hang out a little bit. You know.
Yeah, I'm actually really, I'm a coffee fan here, but there is something with the sweet, the cream, and that little part of the, whatever that whiskey / seasoning that's going on is really wonderful.
Being a coffee connoisseur, how does the coffee washing over you?
Well, and it's funny because my first whip off the puck, I really was thinking the Jelly Belly espresso beans, which as an adult, I would fully enjoy. Right. But there is something like once it's brewed up here that there's a little definite...
And if you don't know the jelly beans, folks, they do it right.
They do.
It's not like a jelly bean / coffee flavor. It's an actual coffee
authentic
flavor.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
They're the ones that do the Harry Potter ones. Like they're serious about theirs.
Like the nasty ones that they do. So we should do that one of these days.
Yeah. But there is something here that makes me really miss having my coffee ice cream all the time. There's like one that had espresso chunks in it, and that was much more like the savory, bitter coffee side. And I'm getting that here too.
I love that in the shaving world, there's a soap for every holiday.
There are.
I love that. I was shocked when Arbor Day went by and we weren't doing anything evergreen. You know, it's that. There's always something. And even if there's not like a soap made especially for that, there's still one close enough somehow. And
they're going to
put
color.
It together in a great shave of the day, you know? So that's what I love is that things are just celebrated in this world a little bit more than they are normally. Just the smells, the holidays, each other. Just
although, I have to say, I might use this all the time. Just
well, there you go.
Because it smells darn good.
But I am really glad that for at least the next, where's the size of this?
Yeah, we got to get
at least the next 4 or 5 years.
I'll
be sure to have this on St. Patty's Day.
Right, no, it'd be totally a new version of celebrating the holidays shaving style. Because, we can't miss out on a holiday in the shave world.
Right, so it's pretty simple. All you have to do is be wandering through an open glen somewhere in Ireland, hopefully in the morning, and you'll see a little shoe, a little hat with a buckle disappear behind a tree. Well, if you can pull around and grab them, there's a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow, and guess what? You just got your own! So, head over to catiesbubbles.com where you'll find this and a bunch of other cool stuff.
Alright, y'all, I have never had an Irish coffee, but after using this, I think I just may have to try one. Once I got the lather going, it was a beautiful lather, and it just kept coming through. I had plenty to do my legs and probably another round after that. And the scent is super fun. I have to say, I know it's meant for St. Patrick's Day, but I will definitely be back to use this throughout the year because I am a coffee kind of girl. So thank you, Katie's Bubbles.
Welcome to Messages.
So, speaking of our bowl from Sharp Shaver, Philip Sharp himself, he made us our own, the Barbershop Duet custom 3D printed bowl, and he wants to make sure you get one, so he's giving us a brush and bowl for a giveaway!
A giveaway! Y'all, all you have to do is send an email here to wesetyou@thebarbershopduet.com, mention Philip Sharp and his new line of brushes and bowls to be entered in our giveaway, and check back. What's the date?
On April 3rd to see if you are the winner!
Hey, good luck, everybody. You know, Angelo told us that something special in the YouTube algorithm happens if you say the word subscribe.
Yeah,
so you can tell us. Does something happen? Ready? Subscribe! Did something happen?
Did it blink on your screen? Did it flash? Is there flashing lights? What's happening?
But you should really subscribe.
Yeah.
Hey, this is fabulous, y'all.
It really
wow.
is. I am so glad that we will finally have another Katie's Bubble. And it's another one that has just a fun little sentimental, whimsical vibe, like just escaping into that world of like, it really does take you somewhere.
Right. And I love that Katie's Bubbles even has a premium line that we haven't even looked at yet.
Yeah, what should we get? Let us know in the comments here.
Oh, what are your favorite Katie's Bubbles?
We have too many to
pick.
pick.
This is a favorite of the community.
Right? I am so glad. I might have to rock, paper, scissors you to get the shave on.
I love the intensity. It's a 3.5 or a 4,
for sure.
Y'all. It's a nice
just the right amount.
Intensity coming off the puck, and I love that. Lightens up beautifully in the lather.
And you did mention earlier about getting a splash for Saturday morning, but we may want to get one for this too. I think I'm going to get
the trifecta, one for the morning and one for the
night. Don't forget, you're next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.